And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are talking all the winners and losers from the WRC in Greece, otherwise known as the Acropolis Rally, one of the World Championships classics, kind of up there with Safari in Kenya. And it very much lived up to its dangerous reputation. So welcome to our winners and losers. So let's get into what is probably going to be our biggest winner from Greece. The biggest winner from Greece, and you probably already guessed it. It's this man here, Turi Neuvel. So any gravel rally from first on the road is always going to be quite difficult. You're kind of starting a football match at least 1 to 2-0 down, and it will be quite an achievement. But, as we know, this is Greece. This is Acropolis. This is one of the hardest rallies, one of the toughest challenges out there. And although he probably was not the favourite going in, he did win. And this is Turi Neuvel. He's not yet a world champion, and yet we had Sebastian Ogier in a better road position, failing. Yes, there were issues with his car, but I think how Mr. Neuvel, the gamesmanship from Ogier, saying it, and we did a video about it, saying he's kind of moaning all the time. He arguably was Turi Neuvel the bigger man. He ignored it, carried on, and it ended up with his championship position being stronger, much stronger than I think even he possibly could have hoped for coming out of Greece. So a massive thumbs up for Turi Neuvel. So next up, we are going to go for another Hyundai. And it's this guy, Danny Sordo. And he was reliable. He delivered a solid performance. And could this be his last outing in a Rally 1 car? Yeah, I know. We have said this before. But you'd imagine if Hyundai can't find a third driver next year, could this guy be it? Could Esapek Alapi be it? But to be honest, Sordo's, he's done, I think 20 seasons nearly. And he's had high standards throughout. So if he was to go out, if this was to be his last rally, I think fair play to him. Absolutely, really, did I say really? Solid performance for Mr. Sordo. And I don't think Hyundai really could have asked for anything more. Next up then, we've got the other Hyundai driver. Yep, it is the man who may not be world champion now, but he kind of had a good run in the middle of the season. But, Tanak, yeah. So his pace on Friday, as we know, was absolute Tanak. He was impressive, and to be fair, he led the event going into Saturday. But, kind of like the Kenya Rally, punctures was the word of the day for Ott Tanak on Saturday morning. Without any question, it pretty much knocked the wind out of him. It knocked him over. It stopped him potentially winning the rally at all. His title hopes have pretty much disappeared as well with those punctures. And, well, Hyundai still finished a 1, 2, 3, thanks to the 3 drivers I've mentioned. But is he going to go away from Greece for this disappointment? I think he will, because I can't help but feel that up until this point, yes, he's had his crashes, but in terms of pace, in terms of pure pace, I'm sure Ott Tanak was absolutely convinced he had the pace on Turi Neuvel, and he had a very good chance of winning that championship. It's just maybe there's a parallel universe where he is right up there with him. So let's get into our Toyota drivers, and let's get into the former world champion first, and probably not going to be a world champion this year. What a thought that was, because a rally ago we all were convinced that it was going to be Ogier catching Neuvel, and Neuvel was going to crumble under the pressure. But Ogier's pace and performance, being second on the road, was very good. Maybe not as impressive as Turi Neuvel's, but quite rightly, I think Toyota let him down with these turbo issues on Friday evening, and it made his job of winning that rally really, really difficult. And there's no question that, to be fair, Ogier used every ounce, every bit. He gnarled it. He left it all on the track, I think. You had to use everything available to you. And he did. He played the gamesmanship with the Turi Neuvel comments, indulging in that psychological warfare. But then it just showed how good Neuvel is. So when we talk about drivers' titles, he's going to know his chances are pretty much gone. But I think, like Ott Tanak, he will know this happens in rally. and I'm sure he'll lick his wounds and come back. It's a shame, really, because we may have seen this guy win another world champion, and we probably not. But it's likely that we're going to have a new world champion, and I think that can only be a good thing. Talking of new world champions, this guy is not going to be one of them. What on earth in the last few rallies has happened to Elfyn Evans? Yes, he was seriously, he was hampered by mechanical issues on Friday. We weren't really able to see what he was capable of. This was going to be a big rally going in, but his job was clear on Saturday that he needed to see through the stages, bring his car back home with some, with a bit of tyre left, let's say, and give himself a good push for those Sunday points. But even when looking on the Dirtfish, they've even said, and I quote this is what worries me: the accident on Sunday in Finland, you could almost understand he was going for it, he was pushing, he had to score points. But this was a very different accident, an accident where there was no pressure on him. Absolutely no pressure, and he rolled it. Now, at the end of the day, it probably didn't cost him much, but it could have been catastrophic. If he'd rolled that, damaged the roll cage, then he missed out on Sunday, and that was absolutely the end of his title chances, and it probably gone anyway, to be fair. So a really, really poor performance from Elfyn Evans, which has been he's not won a rally. He's not, other than maybe Monte Carlo for a time, he's not looked like he's going to win a rally. And I think this is one of the most disappointing seasons so far for Elfyn Evans. I can only hope he finishes it off strong. And I'll leave you with Elfyn Evans, what Dirtfish said. It said, sadly, Elfyn's performance here probably wasn't good enough for Toyota. In fact, it certainly wasn't good enough for Toyota. He should have been better. Toyota maybe deserved better. And therein lies the question is, will he be at Toyota next year? Which is something I thought I'd never even question going into this year. So massively, massively disappointed. And you could almost say the same for this next guy in Toyota. And it's Katsuta. He failed to do what the team wanted him. He was going to be the backup guy, the third point scoring car to both Evans and Ogier. Once again, he showed great pace, but it didn't happen. He didn't listen to that pace notes. And seemingly when he does find himself in a strong position, he's his own worst enemy. And he, like Evans, needs a really strong finish to the season to build up that confidence. But once again, kind of like Evans, Katsuta, I'm so sorry, it's just absolutely not good enough. So let's talk about Adrian Fourmeau. This was, I kind of felt on Friday this may have been his best opportunity to get that maiden victory. But mistake on Friday afternoon kind of cost him that and the chance of a win. But as we know, he's not too bad a driver. He knew what to do. We went into Saturday. He got through those stages. He put in quite a performance to claim 11 out of the 12 points available on the Sunday. So it says here on Dirtfish, and I want to read it again. That is the kind of performance that I'm pretty certain that Vala was looking for from Elfyn Evans on Sunday, but Evans wasn't able to deliver. But Fourmeau did deliver big time. And M Sport are going to really want to keep him. Yes, there are potentially better drivers out there, but come on. I mean, if you were the M Sport boss, you'd be like, no, we most certainly need to keep this guy. Yeah. So Fourmeau, it's almost like a question of coulda, woulda, shoulda. I would have loved to be talking about his first rally victory, but sadly, that's not the case. And then we have this guy here, Gregor Monster, not good enough. Not good enough. I mean, everyone says he's a nice guy, but you can be a nice guy and be a bad rally driver. Will he be here next year? I think he shouldn't be. Is he there for his money? Maybe. There we go. And that's yeah. We've also got then last but very much not least on the rally front, we have got I can never pronounce his name, but it's home rally, Sarah I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean the lifeblood, he's a gentleman driver, he's one of the privateers, and he got through every single stage in the Rally 1 car. He added to the spectacle of the event. And there should be, I think, a man of his experience. He's not, up there. He's not the most talented driver, but he finished. And unlike a lot of the others, he didn't make a massive mistake. He finished. And I think this should, I mean, even Durfee saying this should be applauded somewhat. And he's obviously a privateer. But yeah, solid for him. Let's go. So it is looking more and more like Terry Neuville is the champion, let's say. Is going to be the winner of the title. He's most certainly got one hand on it, as has Hyundai got one hand on the constructors. Yeah, but I do think we're going to have, we still have more exciting rallies to come. So, if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Stay safe. Hit the notification button if you don't want to miss a video, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.